The drive to your parents took only a short time. You didn't even have the time to think of what you'd say to them. You decided not to upset mom anymore and just go with the lie Jimin had come up with. You parked in the driveway and got out of the car. You vanished for a month and returned in a car like that? How much do they pay you back there? You heard your dad's amused voice. "Welcome home, Muffin," he said, hugging you tightly. "Hi Dad, it's a company car," you explained, returning his embrace. "I've missed you." Feeling his warmth and hearing his voice so full of love made your eyes water again. You felt like a little girl all of a sudden. You guessed you still were the one deep down and always went to your parents with all your problems. "I don't know what happened, but I'll listen if you'd like to tell me," he said, wiping away your tears. Your dad never pushed. He always waited patiently until you came to him and told him what bothered you. "Jesus, you're so thin." You both separated and you looked in the direction of the porch where your breathtaking mom appeared at the door. She was impeccably dressed and wore full makeup like always. You were nothing like her. Despite her age, she still looked no more than 30, and you bet some 30-year-olds would kill to have a body like her. "Mom!" You spun and ran into her arms, crying uncontrollably. She was your fallout shelter. You knew she'd protect you from the world. Despite her overprotectiveness, she was your best friend. Nobody knew you like she did. "See, I told you that trip wasn't a good idea," she said, stroking your hair. "You're crying again. Why are you crying?" You couldn't tell her. You didn't really know. "I just missed you too. I knew I'd be able to let go of all those emotions crowding in my head." You keep crying like that, your eyes will swell up and you'd have to cry all over again tomorrow when you see yourself in the mirror. "Did you take your pills? We don't want any drama around here," she said, flicking the hair off your face. "I did. They're in my bag," you replied, wiping your nose. "Eugene?" She turned to your dad. "Grab us some tissues and make tea, would you?" Your dad smiled gently and went inside. You sat down on the soft sofa in the garden. "So," your mom asked, lighting a cigarette, "will you tell me what this is about and why I had to wait so long for you to return?" You sighed heavily, knowing this conversation wouldn't be easy. You knew you wouldn't be able to avoid it though. "Mom, I told you I had to fly a bit for my work in Japan. I needed to get back to Jeju for a while and it took longer than I expected. But for now, I'm staying here, at least until the end of September. The company has branches here too, so I can work in Seoul. So don't worry, I won't run off tomorrow. The company cares for me." You nodded at the BMW parked in the driveway. They've also rented an apartment for me and given me a credit card. Your mom was looking at you suspiciously, but you didn't allow the light to show, and she seemed to accept your story. Alright, you made me a bit calmer, she said, pressing the cigarette into the ashtray. Now tell me how it was. Your dad brought you tea and you told your parents about Japan, not skipping the geographical details. Some stories you took from guides you had read, the company you were supposedly working for on hotels in Thailand too, so you could tell them about the festival and traditions. You sat together for hours and talked until you were too tired to continue. When I was back in bed, Mom brought me a blanket and sat down on the edge of the bed. Remember, whatever happens, you've got us. She planted a kiss on my forehead and left, closing the door behind her. The next few days, Mom took it as her goal to fatten me up a bit. She cooked and we drank together. When Friday came, I thanked God I was going back to my apartment. One more day and my stomach would explode. It's good that my parents lived by the forest. I could go jogging every day to burn off all the food that Mom had managed to stuff me with. I put on my headphones and sprinted ahead. Sometimes it took an hour, sometimes more. Throughout all this time, I had the feeling of being watched. I would stop and look around but never saw anyone. I thought about Jimin, whether he was alive and if he was thinking about me too. On Friday afternoon, I got into my car and drove back to my apartment. I called IU, reporting in. Perfect timing. We are going shopping. I need a new pair of shoes, she said. Give me the address and I'll pick you up in an hour. No, I'll come for you. I have something to do on the way. When I arrived at IU's, I saw her closing the entrance door and stopping, dumbstruck, in front of my car. As soon as she got in, she cried. Who gave you that right? I told you, got it with the apartment, I replied, shrugging. Now I'm really curious how that apartment of yours looks. Oh come on, it's a regular apartment and the car is just a car. Her reaction got on my nerves. But what pissed me off even more was that I couldn't tell her the truth. She knew I was lying, and I knew I was making a fool of myself, ignoring the impatience of her mind. For the rest of the way, our conversation focused entirely on IU's life. Shopping never failed to improve my mood. We ran from boutique to boutique buying shoes we didn't need. After a couple of hours of this crazy marathon, we were sated. Back in the multi-level parking lot, we had to find our car. It took a while, but finally we found it and started packing our stuff into the trunk. New ride, I heard a familiar voice from behind. I turned around and scowled, seeing Suho's best friend. Hi Sehun, what's up? I said, giving him a kiss on the cheek. You tell me, why did you leave us like that? Suho nearly dropped dead. He was so afraid for you. Yeah, believe me, I know all about just how afraid he was. You retorted, spinning back around and putting the last bag into the trunk. Sehun froze, staring at you with his mouth. You closed the distance between you both. What? You thought I didn't know? You spat angrily and walked to the car door. He was drunk, Sehun said, shrugging. You slammed the door in his face. Well, now he's going to know you're back, IU said, fastening her seatbelt. I don't care, especially when it concerns me. We'll go to my place, okay? You'll stay with me. I don't want to be alone today. IU nodded and you drove off. Me, said your friend at the side of the living room, not bothering to sound civil. And that friend of yours sent it out to you just like that. And he threw in that car too. Do I know him? Oh come on, it's more like a favor. And no, you don't know him. It's someone I used to work with. The guest bedroom is upstairs, but I'd like you to sleep with me, okay? IU wandered around the house swearing once every couple of minutes, discovering new things. Amused, you watched her, thinking about what she'd say if she saw the yacht or the mansion. You took a bottle of drink from the fridge, grabbed 2 glasses and joined your friend. Come, I'll show you something, you said, climbing the stairs. When you opened the door, she froze. You were on a beautiful, gigantic terrace taking up most of the roof. You put the bottle on the table, pouring the drink for you both. Any questions? You asked, raising your eyebrows and passing her 1 glass. What did you do for him to get that? Admit it. I know it's not your style, but somehow I never got a crib with a roof terrace from anyone. She giggled, sitting in one of the comfy sofa. You covered yourselves with blankets and watched the beauty of city night. Having people you loved around you did nothing to stop you from thinking about Jimin. Several times you even called Jungkook, but he didn't answer any of your questions, instead asking his own, wanting to know if you were okay. You liked listening to his voice. It reminded you of Jimin.